We are now ready to start our projection. We'll create a fold line perpendicular to this newfound true length line that's on the plane. Let's create a projection. So we'll use projection 2, and we want it to be parallel. The projection line's got to be parallel to this true length line. So I'm going to begin by drawing a construction line, and we'll just use construction line and angle. So A, enter, and we'll create a line that goes from here to here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I need a fold line perpendicular to that. Switch to fold line 2, and I'm going to make that a different color. Let's see. Let's try something. Needs to be different than the kind of the gold color you're seeing there. Let's try that purple. Alright, so we'll draw a fold line. We'll just use line and shift, right click, and we'll use nearest O snap. And it can be any comfortable distance away. We'll make it kind of close so that we have plenty of room to draw. And then perpendicular. And then I have the extension O snap turned on, so I can just keep going. Let's see. I think I'll end my line command, and I will just stretch it. I'll grip it and hover over it so my extension lights up, and we'll just make it a little bit longer and a little bit longer down this way. There he goes. Okay, it's a thick phantom line. Now we've got to find points out here, and the measurement of the true length occurs in the adjacent view to which you are projecting from. So my true length measurements are here in the frontal, so it's true height that I'm measuring. I'll do it by using the offset command, and we'll just offset this fold line to begin with. Or let's draw, let's see, fold line, projection 2. We'll use projection 2. Let's just draw a line on top of my fold line, and I'll offset it. That'll be a little neater. Offset. It wants to know the distance, and I'll specify that by picking 2 points, intersection, end point, and that'll be for point C. It's the furthest point away, isn't it? Start the offset again, pick, and this is an unlabeled point, and it is going to be point C, A, B, C, probably D, and work your way around. If you've got a lot of points on an object, then you want to be sure and label everything and work in a clockwise or counterclockwise direction. Oh yes, P is further away, of course. you notice that nothing popped in when I did point A. That's because it's the same distance as this point, which we'll call D. Now let's connect everything, and this is going to be our auxiliary. So let's look up here. We have an auxiliary layer. It's also purple. You must like purple. Use the line command, and point B is the closest one, so it'll be right here. Then point A would be the next closest one, right? So that's A. And then point C is the next point. Let's see. It should be in a straight line, so yeah, it would be there. And then point P is the furthest distance away. It's going off of our little graphic area there. That's okay. So we'll use the point command. And point command, and we'll use that right there as our intersection, and that is our point P. Alright? And so point A and D end up at the same location. So here's D, here's A, here's D, here's A. So when it projects, it ends up right in the same direction. So when you're drawing this, this line here should be the exact same angle. Now I drew it in two segments, and it looks like it's in the same exact angle. So let's just check it. Let's see how close it is. So I'll use list. And let's list out both of these and see what we have. 237. Now that has no decimal place, so let's fix that. Go to units and set our precision on angles to 2 places. Oh, let's be a nerd and make it 3 places. So that's a really fine, thousandths of a degree is extremely fine measurement of angles. Okay, and then list. Let's see what happens here. Oh, I am doing very well. The exact same degree. Alright, so the distance, perpendicular distance from this point to this plane, which is in an edge view, will be the shortest perpendicular distance. Okay, and by doing this construction here, this line that is parallel to a fold line, projecting what that looks like in the adjacent view, that creates a true length line for you to use. Alright, let's go to annotate. Change our layer first to the dimension layer. Well, it's also kind of purple. Well, that's magenta. Let's make it green. Alright. Now we'll go to annotate, and we want the perpendicular distance. So before I use my dimension command, let's project a line perpendicular from a point that I found to the edge view of the plane. So I'll use the projection layer to do that. Now I have something I can measure to. I'll just use this right here. Oh, it will need to be the aligned dimension command since it's at an angle. And we can pull it down here outside the viewport. That's quite alright. And so you should come up with something like a 0.427. You will fill in the title block completely, at least drafter, scale, size is A. The scale is really, you could put full scale on there, it would be fine. In a way, it's also not to scale, but it is, the viewport has been scaled some arbitrary scale to make it work. Then, of course, today's date, the drawing number is J6-14, revision 0, and the title of it is going to be shortest distance, shortest perpendicular distance. Oh, let's make the title some shortened version of this statement right here. Okay, so perpendicular distance between point and plane. And of course, it's sheet 1 of 1, and then your course number goes in here. All of it 1/8 inch height. And of course, the title would be probably have to be 1/8 inch and probably a double line centered up multi-line text. When you make a PDF of this to send to me, you will go to, let me save this, you will right click on your tab, you'll go to Page Setup Manager, you will then change that particular tab, modify the page setup, and look for DWG to PDF, and it'll be the ANSI A full bleed portrait. The area to plot will be layout, and you want it in color. Then preview it, and yeah, it won't be exactly centered up, but that's okay. So that would set it up. You click it OK and close. And then you can go to plot. Right click, plot. Just double check all your settings. Click OK. And it will create a name for you. You can see it's pretty long, right, because it includes the tab's name. So this will just simply be J-6-14- your initials. That will do it. And then it will give you a quick review of it, preview of it in the Adobe Reader. If you hold down your control key on your keyboard, you can zoom up by rolling your wheel. So you can see it's a very high quality print it does of your drawing. Alright, ready to work on the next one.